Honorable Men Discord. Let's talk Ashley Gonzalez and the justice that was served. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm going to get straight into it. This former Houston police officer decided to film herself in her vehicle expressing just how much she doesn't like black people. But she didn't use the word black people. Now, I'm playing this video from X because it seems as though X doesn't mind playing it exactly how it was presented. There was no beeps, and I chose X intentionally because she said it with her chest, and I want to play it on my episode exactly how she said it. So I chose not to go to other sites that bleeped it out. So I'm going to play this, and then I have two other things. I have the news report where it was said that she was officially fired. But I'm going to play this video, and I'm going to talk about it as we go along. So let's get into it.
The amount of times that I will always and forever say that I fucking hate niggers. Oh my god, I fucking hate chimps. Like, I hate y'all. Like, I don't fucking, oh, we were slaves this entire, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Like, for a fucking reason, you guys were fucking slaves. You guys don't know anything better than to fucking steal. Like, oh my fucking god, nigga. Like, I was literally eating fucking food with my friend. He had his, oh my god, like, I don't know, por Dios, por gracias de fucking Dios, I had my fucking wallet next to me, like my whole purse, and those fucking, like, that little fucking small ass chimp decided not to fucking steal my fucking wallet, nigga. Oh my god, nigga, I would have grabbed my heel and like whooped the fuck out of that nigga's ass. But like, whatever, right? Some other but no homo or nothing. Y'all don't know how good it felt to say like out loud, like goddamn, nigga, like oh my god, I felt like I was back in the Marine Corps, nigga. Like I kid you not, I don't know what the fuck came over me. I grabbed that nigga by the neck and I was like, come here, you fucking nigger. And oh my god, like I felt like the world just stopped, like it was just peace, like I don't know. And then he was just like even I in my head I was like, damn bitch, te pasaste, because I called him a fucking nigger, dog. Like imagine. How many fucking downtown chimps were there? They could have beaten my ass. And then he like stops like, you did not just call me a fucking nigger. I was like, you're a nigger. I was like, oh my god, like you're a fucking nigger, and I called you a nigger. Like, world peace, bitch. Fuck nigger. And I was like, what the fuck are you gonna possibly say? Like, are you gonna call 911 because I called you a fucking nigger? No, right? Oh my god, nigger. I don't know, this shit didn't record, but it was like, I'm kind of glad it didn't record, because it was like me expressing how much I fucking hated black people after this. Like, dog, like, let me get a fucking black person on a 911 call tomorrow, especially. Bitch, you're going to fucking jail. I don't give a fuck. You're getting treated like a bunch of fucking shit because...
Alright. So there it is. Alright. So she said this, and it caused an outrage. People upset. I saw people on different social media platforms speaking on how, you know, well, I saw some black people speaking about how we have allowed other races to embrace our culture, to be a part of certain things that we've created, or I should say foundational black Americans created. And we just openly allow people to take part in things that we create within, or foundational black Americans have created culturally, whether it be music, whether it be dance, etc., fashion. And I saw people speak about the fact that we've made people feel comfortable dabbling in things associated with black culture, and then they turn around and basically spit in our face. This woman, this former police officer, it doesn't seem as though she cared for black culture. Now, I don't know her personally. I don't know what type of music she listens to. I don't know what fashion choices she makes. I don't know what she's into, and I really don't care what she's into, right? I'm only bringing that talking point up to say this. Gentlemen, if you're watching this, I don't know if by now you haven't realized that there's a portion of the world that doesn't care for black people. It's just always been that way. It's been within the American history. When we outwardly speak about this, we're complaining and we just move on from the past. That was decades ago. There's always someone to chime in the comment section like, why is everything about race? Why is everything about race? Because race is always there. It's just masked. All right. Race-related issues is always there. It's just masked. All right. Now, what is the solution? All right. Because I'm not going to dive into race. For me personally, I take things on a case-by-case situation. All right. I don't have the time. And I would suggest for those of you watching this, you gentlemen watching this, there is so much other things that we need to be focused on than to worry about what someone in Houston, depending on where you live in. If you live in Houston, you're directly affected by seeing something like this because you don't know how many other people within the Houston Police Department feel the same way. But here's the thing. If you're even the slightest bit conscious about the world around you, you just know this to be a fact. There's going to be a portion of people, and I don't know what that percentage is. There's going to be a portion of people that just generally don't like black people. Now, the type of black individuals she's speaking of is the ones that commit crimes, the ones that's doing all the stuff that give us black people, regardless if you're FBA or you're non-FBA, the type of black people she's describing is actually the black people that give us all black fatigue. And that was a term that was floating around on social media. Those people, for myself, give me black fatigue. But it doesn't make it right that she was speaking like that. But here's the thing. We can't stop how people feel and how people think and how they speak. All right. But what she did, it didn't make it right because she publicly posted it, which for her, it just makes the department look crazy because you got cleared to be a police officer and get a gun and badge. And this is how you are. Clearly, people go into these departments and they give their best interview face, their best version of themselves, their best presentation of themselves, their best performative. People are using that word. That's the new word of the last few weeks. Performative. People are running with that word. But she gave her best performative acting of what they needed, and she was able to be cleared and become a police officer. Because honestly, listening to this video, this does not bother me, not because it's not right, but it doesn't bother me because she doesn't seem like she's intelligent in the first place. And I'm not even saying that because of what she said, but the longer I hear her talk, she doesn't even sound like she's an adult. Her mind sounds like her mentality sounds like she's in junior high school. All right. And that's no disrespect to those young children in junior high school, but she seems like an undeveloped adult. She's mentally underdeveloped. And listen, again, the takeaway from this is that this exists. All right. And I'm glad these things surface because racism does exist. I'm just tired of people jumping in the comment sections acting as though racism doesn't exist. I'm also tired of black people that jump in on social media and act like I've never experienced racism. Racism exists. All right. But the question is, what do we do about it? My suggestion is concentrate on what you need to concentrate as an individual who, if you have a family, that's what you should be concentrating on. You cannot prevent how people feel about black people. All right. But just know that racism exists. Don't be one of those people that's walking around out there acting as though I've never experienced racism. All right. Because it's clearly something that's out there. Now, for those professional people that are out there that are racist or non-professionals, just know that you're gonna risk your job if you actually express that you're a racist. All right, that's the last thing you need to do. She didn't even have enough common sense to know that her job would be at risk by her posting this. Not enough common. She didn't deserve a gun and badge, just for the simple fact she didn't even have enough wherewithal and common sense to know that by posting something like this, it would cost her job. But yet she has so much anger towards black people. I'm unbothered by people that speak like this. Again, I deal with the case-by-case scenario. There's so many things as a black man that we got to deal with on a daily basis. You think I care about what somebody in Houston's saying? I don't even care if it's a group of people from Houston. I would care about that if I lived in Houston and I lived in the proximity of people that speak like this or feel this way towards me. Again, that's the takeaway as a black man. There's not much you could change. I do appreciate that people rallied to make sure that she was out of there. And I appreciate that. Again, if you're immediately affected by this and it's in your area, yes, you should take time out to make sure you go out there and you properly rally and make your voice be heard, that you don't want this, you don't accept this type of behavior from law enforcement. Law enforcement, which your tax dollars pays for. All right. In any department. This is not an attack on law enforcement. All right. Because even though she said what she said, I'd like to believe not all the individuals that are police officers in Houston behave this way. And if this is how they feel, they should be smart enough to know to keep it to yourself and just do your job. All right? Because if you're looking for perfection out of this world, it's just not going to happen. There's no perfect person out there in this world, no matter what race they are. So just don't even bother looking for perfection. We should all concentrate on the task at hand in our own personal lives and for our family, which is making sure that we maintain a roof over our head and money in our pocket so we're not doing anything illegal. That's what we should be concentrated on. I could care less about her. The only reason why I'm even reporting about her is because she was trending. But again, she doesn't even sound intelligent. So I'm unbothered by her. All right, but let me go into this next video.
Protesters gathered outside Houston Police Headquarters, demanding Officer Ashley Gonzalez be fired, not allowed to quietly resign. And that matters because people believe anything less would be the department protecting racism instead of punishing it. The anger outside the building was not vague, and it was not symbolic. People showed up with one message: she has to go. Not transferred, not quietly pushed out, not handed some backdoor resignation deal that lets the system avoid saying what this is. In the eyes of the protesters, a person who could speak about the black community like that has no business wearing a badge in Houston. And the pressure was not aimed only at the department. The crowd also turned directly to Houston police leadership and the union, making it clear that this cannot become another case where a fired officer gets carried back through an appeal. They want the chief to use his authority and terminate her. They want the union to do something almost unheard of and refuse to represent her at all. That is what makes this bigger than one officer. The protesters are framing it as a test of the whole institution. Because once a badge is seen as something given by the community, not owned by the department, then keeping that badge on someone accused of this kind of conduct starts looking like a betrayal of the people it is supposed to protect. So the real question now is not whether people are angry. That part is obvious. The real question is whether Houston PD is going to draw a line in public, or try to handle this quietly and prove every protester right.
She must go!
So yeah, I appreciate the rally that they put together. It was necessary and it was justified. Now I see someone over here put, she didn't say anything wrong. I believe that some people just jump in the comment section just to piss other people off, because you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. What part of her saying chimps wasn't wrong? Aside from the N-word, what part of her saying chimps wasn't wrong? But this person put she didn't say anything wrong. So I'm gonna conclude with this. This is Houston local news speaking on the fact that she was fired, which is what I was waiting for, and that's why I did not shoot the video. I didn't make this episode too early because I wanted to see how they deliberated with this, because they had to have known if she would have got off with something light, there would possibly been a riot out there. Something would have gone bad. So they made the right call. So let's watch this news report and I'm gonna talk about it further.
The message from the community was pretty clear this morning when protesters took in front of HPD headquarters here around 8 a.m. They were calling for the termination of HPD officer Ashley Gonzalez, and just about 15 minutes ago, Houston police confirmed her termination with a statement. We do want to read that out for you real quick, just to make sure we get all of that wording correct. But again, Houston police just posting this statement. It says the Houston Police Department has terminated the employment of Ashley Gonzalez. As of today, she is no longer an employee of the department. HPD holds every officer to the highest standards of integrity and conduct and will not waver in upholding these expectations. After discovering the incident, Ashley Gonzalez was immediately relieved of duty in compliance with state civil service laws. An investigation was conducted as fast as legally possible. Now, this is a quote from Chief Noe Diaz. It says the behavior exhibited by Ashley Gonzalez was abhorrent, disgusting, and entirely unacceptable. He continues to say it is deeply disturbing and has no place in law enforcement or in our community. Now, again, this is after a viral video that appeared to show Officer Gonzalez repeatedly using racial slurs. And while HPD did have her on administrative leave earlier today, we do know that is no longer the case. This morning, we heard from both Quanell X and Dr. Candace Matthews, who organized the protests outside of HPD headquarters.
Okay, so Angie, let's talk about the community. I mean, when this video went viral initially off the top, talk about the community reaction and the pushback from that.
Right, so we saw several protesters here earlier this morning. Like I said, we saw a couple of them kind of sharing the same sentiment that they wanted her to be terminated. There was kind of a question as to whether she would be able to resign or if she was going to be fired by Houston police. So when protesters gathered, they wanted to make sure that she would be terminated, which we now know is the case.
All right. Angie, thank you so much for that. We'll continue to...
So I'm just going to say this, and at the end of the day, justice was served. I think that was the right call. But I think the real motivation behind her termination wasn't even so much about the people that would rally in front of the police department. I think it was the fact of, just consider this, the high-ranking black officers or just regular officers in that department, how much of a slap in the face would that have been if they tolerated that? If they found a way to allow her to keep her job and just lay low and then eventually return back to her position, that would have been disrespectful to the black police officers that she worked with. Did she even consider that? Forget about how the public feels about what she said, because we know how we received hearing that from her as a police officer. Think about her colleagues that had to see how she was talking about them on social media. I think internally there was an outrage, but they won't speak about that on the news because that's going to be just something that's kept internally. The outrage internally by black officers, male and female, made sure that department did the right thing. Trust me when I tell you that. But listen, justice was served. But the takeaway is, listen, racism does exist, but don't allow that to control your life and how you live your life day to day. Deal with everything on a case-by-case situation. Always show respect to others and demand respect in return. But if others are outwardly disrespectful to you, it's a case-by-case scenario. You know, if someone disrespects you in person, do your best to show restraint, but don't allow them to disrespect you. But just find a wise way to handle it without getting yourself locked up because you're defending yourself with someone disrespecting you. But listen, it exists. It exists out there. But I would never get on social media and act as though like a whole community of people, a whole race of people are racist towards me because this one person felt that way. I handle things in my personal, and I'm saying this truthfully, I handle things in my personal life on a case-by-case scenario. Those who meet me in real life and show respect, they get respect back. If you disrespect me, it's on a case-by-case scenario. I handle it accordingly, however that plays out. And I'm not here to advocate any type of ignorance or anything like that, but that's how I handle things. But I don't go into my relations with people, other human beings, as if I don't like them. I don't have time for that. What I have time for is to focus on personal growth and family, and that's it. And that's what we should all be focused on, because the world around us is going to do what it's been doing. All right. History has shown that it's going to just continue to persist, and we just have to find healthy ways to navigate through that. But that's my thoughts on this. What's your thoughts on all of this? Are you satisfied with the outcome? I'm satisfied with the outcome. And as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, on your way out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget my album drops May 22nd, The Harvest. I can't wait. 12 tracks on that. And make sure you go through the archives and check out my thumbnail, my folder, I should say, with the videos in it, and show some love to the videos. But listen, I appreciate all of you. And as always, stay honorable.